We're live now, right? Well, because I always wait 3 seconds. I'm
I,
just never
I
gonna
bet
get the hang of this.
I think it's funny. Every episode always starts with "We live yet?" or "We live?" or something.
I'm looking at it, but then I always wait because there's always like a
And
delay.
then we'll be like, "Yeah,
Yeah. Um. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and as always, I'm joined by Aaron.
hello."
And tonight we're doing another special Pride edition of our podcast.
Can you believe there's only one more week left of Pride?
No, I
It's
literally today was like it's June 21st. How is it almost July? Today we are talking about the character of Maya Avant that was on The Bold and the Beautiful
hmm
from 2013 to
2019.
19, but more specifically, her storyline in 2015, where the character was revealed to be transgender. So let's roll the credits and we will get into it. Just doing a little dance.
Probably not to.
So, Aaron, had you seen this before when it was
No,
airing?
no, but I had heard about it
Okay.
because this storyline was one that not only made like the LGBT community news media, it made mainstream media as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was everywhere.
Well, this happened to be one of the one time that they were able to keep this under wraps because I think collectively as a soap community, whoever was watching it, our jaws dropped.
Mhm.
Um, I had been fortunate enough to just decide to start watching Bold, so I had been watching it for like a month at that point, and I just had I was like, okay, the sister's in town now. She's probably going to be like, you're not my sister, you're my mother, or whatever. Like maybe she had her at a very young age.
Oh,
Just kind
I
of like,
didn't think about it going. I mean, I know what's going to happen, so I wasn't even thinking about it going there. But yeah, I could.
well, none of us saw it coming, so we were that. I was just like, oh, soaps aren't surprising anymore. They're probably going to do the cliche, you're not my sister, you're my mother, whatever. So when that happened, I think all of our jaws dropped to the floor. And this is right before March Madness, which if you don't know, that's basketball.
I know about these things. They have soap opera commercials for March Madness. The soap actors do like March Madness commercials.
So this happened because the CBS soaps would always go on break. They would only air 3 episodes and then go on break from like Wednesday to the following Monday.
Oh,
So this was like the cliffhanger before March Madness.
what the you that would have been
and
that'd
this
be a good cliffhanger.
and this was probably like the first time I could say in recent soap history that I was like, what's gonna happen next? Like I can't wait for Monday to see what's gonna happen next. Like Bold was like appointment television at that point. But so where we watched, we started right off where it's revealed at the end, that cliffhanger episode. Her sister Nicole reveals that she really didn't know much about her. She wasn't allowed to talk about her, or nobody told her about Maya. She knew she had a sister, but she didn't know until she was around 7. And
hmm
then Maya came around when she was 9 and took her out for her birthday. And then she never really saw her again after that. And she didn't know why. She reveals to Maya that she recently was going through something in the house and she found Maya's original birth certificate. And at first she thought maybe the parents had a child that died and they just didn't tell her about it. But then she did a little bit of digging and she realized that it was Maya, who was born Myron.
hmm
I think she also mentioned that she was named after the grandfather.
Yes.
So what did you think of these scenes?
That sister was kind of mean.
I know.
And
I
really made it all about her.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the sister Nicole when she first came on. Um, I started to warm to her because I felt like her personality flip flopped. I felt like she went from being like, I would never hurt you, you're my sister, I want to have a relationship with you, to blackmail. And
Yeah,
then she would try to say she wasn't blackmailing. And I'm like, but you
yeah.
are.
It's like, are you dating Brady or not?
Yeah, I felt like in the beginning she flip flopped a lot, but then they kind of doubled down on the sister relationship, and Nicole actually became a fan favorite, and she was like a
Oh,
likable character. Yeah.
well, it's just because Nicole. I mean, I get Nicole's upset because her sister wasn't there, and just she feels like she abandoned her. But if she
Hmm.
knew the truth, you think she'd be a little more sympathetic that
Yeah.
her parents didn't want her there,
Hmm. I
called her
think y- I
free.
think you were the one that once told me that the show actually worked side by side with Glad,
Oh, did I?
maybe, or maybe I read it somewhere. I could have sworn you told me to actually try
I
to get
I
this
don't
right.
I don't think that was me. Watch.
No.
Some fan will be like, "Yeah, Aaron, here's the clip." Be like, that's news to me. Uh,
Oh yeah, I did say that.
I know I read because I went and looked because I was curious what the fan reaction and the press reaction was because I mean, this was 2013, so yes,
No,
I'm
this
not
was 2015.
or 2015. Still, a lot has changed in 2015.
Hmm.
Um, so I was like, did the fans
Yeah.
go?
Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking like where we were in the world pop culture wise. Orange is the New Black was already out, so we had Laverne Cox on that
Mhm,
show, and then I believe it was either 2014 or 15 that Caitlyn Jenner came out.
mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know if this was in response to that, to kind of be on the pulse of what was happening. It probably was.
I'm trying. I forgot about Orange is the New Black. Like there were trans actors and actresses around. So I think that's where my problem with the storyline is. I would have. I mean, it was good the soap did it because it's going to introduce people who probably have never met a trans person in their life,
Hmm.
or and get to see that experience. But also, I think it would probably have a little more meaning if it would have been a trans actress that performed that part.
Yeah, and people were confused because up until this point, I believe people, fans thought like Maya had a
Had a
daughter.
daughter, yeah, that
Yeah, and
died.
then I don't know if this was just like a quick insert to just kind of push that story away, like, oh, she wasn't my biological daughter, she was my boyfriend's
Yeah,
daughter.
that's where I was kind of like, did they have this idea for her the whole time, or was this just like, no, we need a twist. Let's do something.
Knowing Bold, they probably did not have this planned long term.
Probably.
But um, yeah, and this isn't really spoilerish, but Maya ends up having a friend and a confidant that is actually a trans actor. So
Okay, I knew he came on. I can't remember his name. Hmm. Um,
I have
but
to dig through our Instagram because we
I
actually
know
followed him
we
last
should.
year.
I'm trying to think what was his name. Uh, but I thought that was good on their part. To bring in
Yeah.
someone who.
Which is why when I think that you told me that they worked with Glad, that I believed you.
I mean, I would hope they worked with someone because that's a
I'm sure
very,
they did.
you want to get that right. That's not just
Yeah,
something you want to, like, that's why I love Pose because it gives you that real kind of like look into that world.
I love Pose.
Oh, I do too. It's so good.
um,
Electra. I wish I was as fierce as Electra.
I love Electra.
I want to be able to be like,
Sorry, I'm on
lubricant.
our Instagram. I'm trying to find the
You're right.
actor. um, so yeah, so I like I said, I flip flop on Nicole because they would have these very touching moments, crying. Even I watching this again, I was getting like emotional watching it because I thought the scenes were excellent. But then she would flip and be like, "I want to be a model."
How old is she supposed to be?
Probably
She,
around 18 or 19.
I was gonna say because she's in college.
Yeah, she
Okay,
drops out of college, so.
I know she's into computer science.
Mhm.
Well, but these scenes were what I watched was really good. I would keep watching.
Um, so you texted me, you forgot how hot Jacob Young was.
I did. I mean, I always loved him on All My Children. Oh,
uh,
him and Babe. Oh, him and Maya make a really cute couple too.
right? Um, hold on, I think I found the actor. I did. It's Scott Turner Schofield.
Okay, I knew there
That's
was
the
a T.
actor.
I knew there was a T somewhere. I
Yes.
knew he had a T in his name.
Oh, I remember him. I'm like on our Instagram like from a year ago. I'm like, oh.
I didn't watch this when it aired live, but I remember when he came on there because I remember the news articles that were posted about it.
Yeah.
I keep up with all my soaps. I may not watch them all, but I keep up with them.
So now we have scenes at Forrester Creations where Rick is now running the company and Maya's kind of his right hand. They're not married, but they're in a relationship.
This doesn't have anything with the storyline going on, but it was so funny. John came in and he was looking at the TV. He's like, "Did they just call him Ridge?" I was like, "Oh yeah, the other guy left a while back, and this is the new one." He didn't know the
Oh, that's
original.
right, because he grew up in a CBS household.
Yeah, he was like, "That's not Ridge." I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's not." But he left on his own terms, not
I like
I,
that he just knows random things.
that's what I did too. I'm just like have to pause and look at him.
Like when he heard some music, he's like, "You watching Guiding Light?"
Like, how do you know?
It's like it sounds like CBS.
That's the best thing. I love how people will relate a show to the network. That sounds like CBS.
So what I'm gathering, and from my memory, is that most of the people working there are not fans of Rick and Maya, or specifically Rick being the CEO at the moment.
I was going to say, I could feel the family tension. I
Mm-hmm.
had to go and do some research because I was like, who is Rick's kid? Like, I had to, get a little more knowledge because I don't know that whole family. They kept saying Caroline, and I was like, she's dead, but then I had to remember, no, it's the,
Lindsay Godfrey.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
speaking of which, did you like how I inserted the opening
I
credits?
sure did because I was like, oh, there's Sarah.
Those are
But
my favorite opening credits, the fashion show. I
mhm,
love it. Even though it's all CGI, but still.
uh, but I had to find out whose Rick's parents were, and it was
Yeah,
Brooke and
Brooke and
Eric.
Eric.
Like,
Which
that
is
Brooke,
what Rick is short for, Eric. Um,
mm,
yeah. And then they have Brooke and Ridge have what is his name? Ugh, I can't remember. I'm blanking. Brooke has so many kids. She has Hope with Deacon.
mm-hmm,
Oh, Bridget.
mm-hmm.
Who's Bridget's father? Who's
Sophia.
Bridget's father?
I don't know who
Oh,
Bridget is,
this
but
isn't important. This is about Maya. We
this
can't.
isn't even about the person we're talking about.
I know, but Brooke has so many kids. um, Speaking of which, Brooke
So many
comes
husbands.
in like a mama bear, and she like jumps to Rick's defense.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the tension between her and Newbridge. Not, and I want them to be the other way. I just like how she put him in his place.
Stephanie, when did Stephanie die?
2012.
Okay.
So her and Ron Moss left the show the same year.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, but Maya.
Maya, yeah.
Tangent.
So
Okay.
Rick's like, I like having two women fighting for me.
I
And he asks his mom to come back to Forrester.
just like a true mama's boy would.
Mhm. So,
But
not
I
to
mean,
go on
come on.
another tangent,
So,
but Brooke was all like, she said she had a line like, this is good for me, finding out how to live without a man. So the storyline here was Brooke hadn't gotten dick in a while. And so she became an alcoholic for about 2 weeks and went to an AA meeting, and then the story was over.
because she got dick.
I think she saw Deacon there or something.
Oh, Brooke.
Yeah, she did get dick. I think this is after that was one of the many times she like slept with Bill and stole him from her sister. And was like, I'm so sorry. I fell
Yeah.
on his dick.
Still, I can get past Salem. Everyone sleeping with everyone because it's supposed to be a smaller town. You in Los Angeles, girl.
Step out of the building.
Step out of Rodeo.
Yeah. But yeah, so Maya. So her and Nicole are kinda playing a tug of war with Maya's secret.
Hmm.
And people really need to like lock doors before they have these type of conversations. Because twice in what we saw, people peeked in and overheard the secret. Well, that
Uh-huh.
there was a secret.
I mean, that's soaps. That's the wonderful thing. Uh,
So Carter was the first to overhear.
he was not. I
Well, because they had a relationship and
yeah,
he
but
felt
it's when she's telling like Nicole and Carter, it's like they don't understand like that had to carry on her,
mhm.
and they were just expecting her to be able to say, "Hey, like
I found it interesting that Maya was willing to tell Rick provided he proposed, then she would come clean. But they mentioned that she was engaged to Carter and she didn't feel the need to tell him.
I was wondering about that as what makes Rick so special that if he proposes,
It's probably the added weight that it would be a scandal for the company
mm,
if it came out. So maybe that's why. Because she says to Carter, Carter says something like, "You could have told me," and she's like, "Well, the way you're reacting now, is it any surprise why I didn't?" Um,
I mean that's a good defense for any person of our community. When you get called freak, or you get told you're going to die from AIDS, or you get told this, so it makes it hard to come out.
from what I remember, I think Carter comes around fairly quickly. I think he's just in shock and he feels more betrayed and lied to than
Yeah.
having an issue with it.
I mean, I would see his point where it's like, okay, we got engaged. Clearly, they had a strong connection. So I could see why that would kind
Well, it
of
is bold. Everybody's getting married every other week.
true, but
But yeah, you had planned to spend your life
yeah,
together. So, oh, Maya. I didn't understand why she like didn't take her estrogen earlier, like when nobody was around. Like Rick is
girl,
like sitting right there on the phone, and she's like slipping her estrogen pill.
I forget my pills every day, almost every day. If John didn't set them out for me, I wouldn't be
So
taking my blood pressure medicine if it wasn't for John saying, "Don't forget your pills," because I will forget it. So I feel you, girl. There,
you need to get a pill case and put all your pills in for every day of the
I
week.
I'd still forget.
um, so she ends up dropping her estrogen bottle, and Rick picks it up, and he immediately thinks that she's sick or that there's something wrong.
I I don't understand men. Anytime a woman says any talk about periods whatsoever, oh, sorry, I won't ask no more questions. Is it that uncomfortable? Have I just been raised by women so much that Period talk, tampons don't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either.
Okay, I didn't think.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I never got that.
if my sister needed me to go buy her tampons, I wouldn't care to go buy them. I know men. Oh no, I can't do that. Why?
Yeah, I don't get that either. You know, I've never, ever, ever bought tampons. Not for me, obviously, but like, I didn't like a friend's never asked me to go get them, or like, just never
I've
had that
only
experience.
I've only been asked to buy a pregnancy test for a relative, because they were scared to buy it. They didn't want anyone to know. I was like, here, I'll go buy it. I was like 15 too. I wasn't scared. Went in, the cashier was like, good luck. I was like, thank you. It's not for me, but thank you. I hate when people get judgmental.
Nicole actually at one point asks her like, what did she have done surgically?
Ooh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like how many? What did you have done? And she says she kind of grew into her body. She doesn't deny that she's had surgeries, but I'm sure taking hormone
Mm-hmm.
medication, it definitely makes changes in your body. And so maybe that's what she meant, that she grew into her body. Um,
All I know is Nicole was asking questions that were none of her business.
yeah, I liked a lot of Maya's comebacks though.
Oh, I did too. Like, would you ask so and so this or
If they had a boob job or
yeah?
whatever. Yeah. And there was one line she said. She had a medical issue that she had corrected. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, ooh, I like the way that was worded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was moments like that where I was like, they definitely worked with some organization to make
Oh
sure
yeah, they
that
had to
they
because
played these beats and they used the correct information.
yeah, because that can be sensitive subjects.
Yeah. Um,
Well, and that's nobody's business but Maya's.
I don't know. I mean, it was focused pretty heavily. The portrait of Maya hanging where Stephanie's portrait once hung.
Okay, why is that hanging? Like nothing against Maya. I just know that like John's having issues. Um, I know that is like Stephanie's spot
Yeah, so that was like a thing for a little bit, maybe like a year or two. Um,
because that's still Eric's house, right?
yeah, so what happened was Eric, I guess, decided to retire or kind of step back from the company for a little bit, and that's why Rick is CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also decided to just like let Rick and Maya live in the main house, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna live in the pool house." Like he gave him his mansion to like live in the pool house.
All right.
So they redecorated. They took Stephanie's portrait down and they hung Maya's portrait up.
Rich people are crazy, I guess. I know that's not how I live my life.
Clearly, that didn't last long because in the current show, Eric's back in the main house with Quinn. So, but yeah, that's why like a lot of the families didn't like Rick and Maya because they felt like they were like dishonoring Stephanie's memory.
Oh yeah, because Stephanie was a saint.
But I'm not sure because, like I said, I don't really watch the newer show as much. I think they eventually took that down. Oh, because Quinn's the new wife. So it has been taken down. But I don't know if you remember, for Steffi and Finn's wedding, they broke it out again. And Stephanie was there.
Yeah. All I know is if I get money and have a big old house with a big old fireplace, you're gonna see a big old Aaron hanging up above it.
Just you, not you and John?
I might let him be a part of it, but I will be the focus point with my dogs. And like some Sammy Brady, Kate DeMara pose, like
Oh, I love that picture.
right. Who knows? I may have one for every fireplace.
You have multiple fireplaces in this house.
I want to be that. Dream big.
um, so yeah, so towards the end of what we saw, there seemed to be a shift in Nicole and Maya's relationship.
Mhm.
They seem to be on the same side, on board, not
Well,
going to tell anybody.
she got her modeling gig too, so of course she's on her side.
Yeah. But they're like, nobody can know the secret until I'm ready to tell it. And of course, Wyatt cracks the door and overhears this.
I think it would have been like, why was it men that were having to keep finding out? Why couldn't that one have been like someone who may have been more supportive? Well, I don't know why it was, but I don't feel like he's going to use that knowledge for, keep that.
He might, because his mom makes jewelry for Forrester. So he might use that to kind of leverage. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. That's part two.
um, what was I going to say? Wyatt. I don't know. I lost it. Oh, I was gonna say. So eventually, we do meet the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
The parents come to town.
Oh,
Let me tell you,
wait.
Julius Avon is a motherfucker.
I thought we were doing a part two.
We are. I'm just in general speaking about what.
Oh, well, I saw the actor that plays her father, so I was like, oh, like he's done some good stuff. Like he's a good actor.
He was the principal on Dawson's Creek.
Yes, like whose daughter was Maya?
Her name was Maya on there too.
No, it wasn't. But it was
It was Bianca Lawson.
but it was Maya on Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, okay. I see where you're heading. Yeah.
Universes.
Because Bianca Lawson's been playing a teenager for 50 years.
Yes. Like, girl, I want to know your secret.
Yeah, her and Gabrielle Union.
Oh, beautiful.
They still play teenagers.
And I feel like they look better now than they did then.
Right. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we watched so far. There's definitely going to be a part two. We managed to watch about 3, maybe 4 weeks worth of episode scenes.
I want to know though, who knocked off the purse so that the estrogen fell out?
Did she maybe not put it down properly and it just fell over? That because I did notice that the bag was not closed properly. So maybe it just fell over and then the pills fell out.
Well, I just feel like if the purse fell off, the pills would rattle. And it would have brought to her attention. I'm reading into things I shouldn't be reading into.
Yeah.
I'm bad about that.
But maybe there is a reason. Because I feel sloppy, like too sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back and look.
I really thought she was going. I was like, oh, okay, there's like how's she gonna get around this one?
Yeah. But she says to Maya, Rick knows I'm hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole's immediately like, it wasn't me. I didn't say anything.
I'll take away my modeling job.
Anytime somebody says I want to be a model, my usual reaction is, aren't you too short to be a model?
Yeah.
Like Ava Longoria was an ex-model on Desperate Housewives. I'm like, she's so short though.
She wore high heels.
Still not model height.
I don't see. I think that's wrong. I think that is shortism. And as a short person, I feel like we need to fight back.
You're not short.
I'm 5'6" for a guy that is short.
You're 5'6"?
Yes.
I'm that much taller than you?
I was wearing cowboy boots at the wedding, so I got extra height.
I thought you were like 5'8".
I wish. My driver's license says 5'7".
I believe 5'7", but not 5'6".
I'm 5'6". Trust me, I've measured many, many times. I've stopped growing.
But I'm 5'9.5", and I feel like you're not that much shorter than me. I feel like we're eye level, at least.
Right now we are, but I mean, I've got my hair all the way up head.
No, in person. I don't feel like I'm like, hey, shorty, like looking down at you.
Well, I am 5'6" according to the height
All
measurement.
right. Maybe it's just the way you style your hair. It makes you look taller.
It's the crown. No, I like to wear shoes that give a little extra. Well, I'd say extra height. Plus, I love. Okay, I love the way cowboy boots clack, like click clack.
Oh, I do too.
It has that high heel sound,
Uh-huh.
and I just like it because I can think of like when Amanda Woodruff is walking in the. I love that sound. Gets me going.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to say about Maya?
The actress that plays her is beautiful. Not that it's all about looks or anything.
She was in Guiding Light.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, I think in the later years.
Oh, she seems like she'd be too young to be on Guiding Light.
Well, she's probably like Gabrielle Union. She's probably like 70 playing
True.
20.
I think for the most part they did a pretty good job with the storyline.
Yeah, so far so good.
Oh, does that mean it takes a turn?
Like I said, Julius Avon is a motherfucker. He is just the most.
So I'm assuming this big secret doesn't come out till wedding day.
Oh no.
Oh, it comes out before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It came out faster than I thought it would.
Yeah. It moved pretty fast. You know, normally it's. Well, I don't know how many episodes you put in together for one.
This was about 3.5 weeks worth of episodes, so close to.
So it moved pretty fast then.
Yeah. I think in about another month worth of scenes, Rick finds out.
Okay.
And somewhere along the way, the parents come to town. I don't know if it's after he already knows. I can't remember that much. But
all right.
And then Zenday comes, and that is Kristen Forrester's adopted son.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he strikes up a romance with Nicole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I can tell you because we've only been watching the Maya scene, so
I know. I wonder what happened. Never mind.
You're like, what's going on there?
It's like, oh, there's Heather Tom. Oh, never mind.
Which is pretty much how she's on the show now. Like, oh, hey, Heather. Because they don't write for her. She's like, I gotta go direct Dynasty.
Gotta make some money. They ain't showing me on bold.
But, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Queers and Soaps. We will be back with another Pride episode on Thursday, so tune in for that.
Wait, what's Thursday?
I'll tell you offline.
Like, as a producer, you think
we don't like to say what we're talking about on air, just in case we decide to change our minds last minute.
That's kind of like Tommy's new show. Tommy's First Cup is sometimes in the morning at 6-ish.
I took a screenshot of it and sent it to Lynn, and I was like, the most non-committal promo ever.
That's one reason why I wanted
some days around 6-ish.
I was like, okay, we have to do it that way because it's like, yes, that's us. That's like that's on brand. So I was like, I have to post that right away.
But all right, guys, as always, check us out on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night.
Bye.